good? I'm Zeke. My pronouns are he, they. I'm 23 years old. I stole Mateo's hoodie because you're not catching me in whatever this is. I am in the Vivacious Collective with Cade and a couple other people you'll meet. I'm a sleeper and a trauma holder. Fun fact, I like Somebody Will Find Me by Misa Slide.
Do endogenic systems have DID? Generally, no, they don't. Most endogenic systems do not have a complex dissociative disorder. Though there is a bit of nuance here. Notice how I said most. Some systems have mixed origins, which means that different parts are formed by different influences, such as trauma, spirituality, or even an excess of joy. It's important to remember that plurality is not an experience that often benefits from a pathological approach. Some people are just plural, and that's just as valid as any complex dissociative disorder. Not every system needs to know their origins or put a concrete label on their experiences. It can be a bit overwhelming, honestly. But we need to work towards a world where all systems feel seen and accepted, not just those that are formed by trauma.
So refreshing, my little soda pop. You're all I can think of. My life is like a video game, trying hard to beat the stage, all while I am still collecting coal.
Hey everyone, it's us here. So we have DID, and sometimes the alters will talk to you randomly for no apparent reason, just because they feel like it. I am making a video. You didn't have to interrupt like that. Okay. Yes, we can watch television later. Apparently, I can't do nothing around here with them talking to me at all, period. You just can't do anything without them interrupting, talking to you, ever. At least not in my head. They always do this. Okay. Hi then, everyone.
Go to the store. Buy a bottle of hoisin sauce. Open the fridge. Oh no! I have a bottle of hoisin sauce. Go to the store. Buy a bottle of hoisin sauce. Open the fridge. Oh no! I already have a bottle of hoisin sauce. Go to the store. Buy a bottle of hoisin sauce. Open the fridge. Oh no! I've already got a bottle of hoisin sauce.
好きな食べ物は趣味はありますかすいません年齢は永遠に
I'm B1 and I'm tons of fun. I'm B2, I wanna get with you. I'm B3, wanna be with me.
I'm B4 and I'll make you sure.
I'm B5, I make you feel alive. I'm B6, I'll pick up sticks. I'm B7, I'll take you to heaven. I'm B8 and I am brave. I'm B9 and I'm so fine. I'm B10, I remember when.
I'm B11, I'm in love with B7.
I'm B12 in word.
No, none of us identify as art supplies. I know you're confused by Pastel's pronouns, so I'll explain. Pastel uses they, them pronouns as well as a neopronoun set that goes paint, paints, paint self. Pastel uses these pronouns because they feel like they reflect Paint's personality and their interests, and they like being referred to as that because it feels like a reflection of Paint self. That does not mean that Pastel identifies as actual Paint. It just means that they like when that pronoun is used to refer to them.
I hate being an introject. Now, unidentified alter, why would you say that? Surely it can't be that bad. I want you to take a wild guess as to who's talking to you right now.
We are Charlie Kirk.
I don't want to hear it.
Piece of shit! You're hitting the wall, you're hitting the wall, you're hitting the wall, you're hitting the wall, you're hitting the wall. Ew, get that shit away from me, get that shit away from me, get that shit, get that shit, get that shit from me, get that shit away from me, get that shit away from me, get that shit, get that shit, get that shit away from me, get that shit away from me, get that shit away from me, get that shit, get that shit, get that shit away from me.
they eat my ass.
My name is Phoenix. I don't know how old I am. I haven't done the math. I'm here with Mateo because I can't be out by myself. I don't really like being on camera. We have ticks, but we're really good at hiding them, so if you see me ticking, it's because of that. I'm not as good at hiding them. And my whole job is fear, like paranoia and stuff like that. I took that. And a fun fact about me is that I like to spend time with Mateo because he's too sleepy to feel the effects of my paranoia and stuff. So I spend a lot of time with him. He's keeping me kind of sedated right now. I am in the Breakfast Club. Bye.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so this is gonna be my alter intro. Hi, my name is Bean. Okay, so first things first, I guess I should probably clarify this because a lot of people get uncomfortable when they see this kind of alter on the internet, but I am a little, so if that makes you uncomfortable, just leave. Okay, let's get started with the basics. So, first of all, I am 9 years old, I think. For species, I'm not really a human, and I know that's probably gonna get some weird stuff going on, but whatever. I'm like a cat or a fox or something, but I'm kind of humanoid, you know, like I'm on 2 legs and stuff. I would say it's probably like, off the top of my head, because I've never really sat down and figured it out, it's probably to like help us feel a little bit less shameful about things that we do, because we were shamed a lot growing up. So that kind of is what I do, is kind of to help us not feel that. Okay, so what do I like to do when I friend? I thought that was kind of an interesting thing to answer. So I mostly just watch TikTok, honestly. So I want to respond to comments and actually do that stuff if I'm allowed. I can't remember our rules. But yeah, I watch a lot of videos, mukbang videos a lot specifically. I also play games and I do art and I like toys. And a little fun fact about me is I actually know a lot about the system because I do a lot of helping, even though I'm quite young. I think I'm kind of like a comic relief help sort of thing. So like I will make people laugh or just do stupid things to make people feel better. That's also a kind of a role, I guess. Anyways, I don't want to make this too long. It's probably already too long, but that's okay. Yeah, I will hopefully see you guys in future videos. Bye!
Hello everybody, my name is Trinity and this is going to be my alter intro. So I'm just making this because I got all pretty and realized we hadn't made a video in a really long time, so first off, my pronouns are she, her. I am a female alter. I am 20, 21, around there. My purpose or my role, I think, is to help us feel more confident in our body, I guess, and to embrace what we were given. I've also been known to stand up for us because I get angry about things I'm passionate about very, very easily. As for more about me, I like fashion and makeup and nails and baking, and I'm just one of the most girly girls in the system, so yeah. I am also looking to make some more videos today answering questions, so if you have anything about me, the system, whatever, leave them below so I can make more videos, because, I mean, I'm not wasting makeup this good.
Hi, my name is Asa. I am a member of the DID system, and I'm also a bearded vulture Therian. I have 2 questions. One is for other Therians, specifically bird Therians, and the other question is for other systems who have Therian system members. So first question for other bird Therians, what are some things you do that help you feel more connected to your stereotype? Like, I know that for people whose stereotypes are 4-legged, they can do quadrobics, and that helps them a lot. But obviously that's not applicable to bird Therians. I also want to clarify for anyone who doesn't know, quadrobics does not automatically equal Therians. People can do quadrobics and not be a Therian. So that's my first question, how to feel more connected to bird stereotypes. And second question is for systems with Therian alters. Do these alters appear human in a world, or do they appear as their stereotype in a world? Or is it kind of a combo situation? Like, we have someone in our system who is both a guy and a vulture at the same time. We don't consider him a Therian because he doesn't consider himself a Therian, he just kind of exists as both of those things at once. Is that how Therian alters work in you guys' systems? Just very curious about how other people experience this kind of thing.
Hey there, it's Raya and Jess, Kokon, and we're gonna do a little bit of a life update. I know we haven't been here in a while. It's great to see you if you stuck around. This has been an incredibly hard year for our system. It has been one thing after another. It has been incredibly difficult to navigate and communicate through, but I believe that we are on the other side, knock on wood. We are still in therapy, obviously, and we're still working hard there. And we haven't been in any danger. We haven't been in any like life or death situation, so nobody worry about that. It's just been incredibly emotionally taxing and life altering. which isn't easier, but it is different. We are back to creating, we are back to writing music again, we are working very hard at our job, and we're really liking it there. It's been a fun couple of months getting my groove back. I didn't really want to do that publicly, so we decided that we were gonna take a little bit of a break from posting. We've thrown like a little bit of fun stuff in there every once in a while. But mostly we just wanted to get back to ourselves. I know that doesn't really make sense with the ID, but it does for us. Like, we wanted to get back to having fun and doing artsy things and liking life again. And I feel like we're back there. Are working on maybe recording an EP or an album. I don't know about that, but possibly. Finding the humor in everything that's been going on, and we've been making light of it in proper ways. Oh, I hope you guys stick around.
Someone asked me about my own non-human journey, and when I realized that I was non-human, otherkin, there's lots of words for it. But basically, growing up, I've always felt more like an animal than like a human, and I would always try to like use spells to turn into like a cat or an animal or something else. It was deeper for me than just feeling like I wanted to be some other animal, but more like I was supposed to be. And like I've always had like, it's like I believe in like, I try to be scientifically minded, so I believe in all these psychological explanations, but like interestingly there will be things like I feel like I should have specific limbs and stuff that like feel missing, which I have more of a hard time struggling for why that would be with just the explanation of just connecting to non-human things. So there might be some sort of spiritual thing involved for me as well. First experience with the non-human community was with a Therian group called Raspberry's Wolfpack. That was a forums website that was sort of pre-modern internet. There wasn't any like Tumblr or like Twitter going around. It was just like when everything was forums. Fortunately, it was a site that sort of focused on P-shifting, which is physical shifting, so the belief that they could actually shapeshift, which is usually because the people know that you can't do that, so they're doing that in order to take advantage of people's feelings of being stuck in the wrong body and use it to control them. So luckily I didn't get too deeply involved, so I wasn't super harmed by that, and I did meet some nice people on there who were legitimate Therians who were like, no, you can't actually physically shapeshift, this is more like you can mentally picture yourself the way you're supposed to be, and that can help. Also ingrained a lot of false beliefs, like you can only have one type that you're meant to be, while some people experience multiple kin types. It wasn't until much later when I was on Tumblr and I saw people talking about it, and I saw, luckily I was in the part of Tumblr where people were actually writing introspective essays about what it actually means to be otherkin, rather than just sort of like in later years it kind of became a joke of meme, where like people think that just sort of relating to a character makes you fiction kin, when that's not what it is at all, because you're supposed to relate to characters. That's what characters are made for. That doesn't make you, it doesn't mean you're experiencing humanity in an uncommon way, which is what it means to be alterhuman. Sort of separately from my animality, I discovered sort of my fiction kinity, but before I knew that word, where there was a character in an anime that I was like, oh, I believe this is me, but just sort of like, rather than like a reincarnation thing, I believe we were like the same person on like divergent paths. Like if they were raised in my life, they would turn out exactly how I did, and if I was raised in their life, I would turn out exactly how they did. Kind of difficult to pinpoint how old I was when I like discovered my identity, because I discovered the words for it long after I was identifying as like the characters and the animals. Like specific kin type of the Therian Waki, I only discovered it this year because I never grew up playing Neopets, but I knew what the shape of my body should be like, and I was sort of thinking like, oh, is this maybe, I like looked in mythology a lot. I would like scroll through lists of like winged mythical creatures trying to figure out if this was in any mythology, and I found some things that were close that I identified as for a while, but that didn't fit quite right, and also were like the less common form. Like I identified as a Nue, which is a yokai from Japanese legend, but then later I kind of became uncomfortable with that because it felt like I was appropriating like Japanese culture, because I don't really identify with it like as a yokai, but more just like this is sort of the shape of the animal. And the more common depiction of the Nue doesn't look like how I look like. It was a rare depiction, so it didn't like work super well as an offhand explanation. But then this year I saw like the Therian Waki Neopets, because I just started playing Neopets this year, and I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly me. Which is another reason I think maybe spiritual explanation could be possible, because I don't know how something could be so exactly me that my brain's been identifying as this whole time that I've never seen before.
Let's call this fake cringe, whatever the fuck it's called. Let's call it what it is. This is a disability fetish page. I haven't gone there myself because they don't mean anything to me, but I keep hearing about it, and apparently we're on there, whatever. But they put a bunch of DID systems on there and do the fake claiming, and like, oh, they all gather together to be like, it's so cringe. That's a fetish. Okay? When you create a very specific place and you all feverishly gather around there to get off on making fun of people. Other thing, they are reaching out to DID system. I know only one, so I can't say I don't have any other, but they reached out to a DID system and wanted to offer them money to post on this Cringe site. You are trafficking, because that's trafficking. You're trafficking DID systems to go onto your page. I'm surprised that this is to show you, right? This is to show you how disgusting, how warped people are when it comes to the conversation of DID, how uneducated they are, how self-loathing they are, that they have to feel so inferior as to create a fucking fetish site where they are actually trying to traffic DID systems. They are ableist as fuck, and a lot of people are so sick, they don't want to take self-responsibility for their own fucking issues and get some mental health support, that they want to make others suffer rather than heal themselves. Okay? So this whole fake claiming DID cringe little forums got going on, that's a fetish site. And it's ableist corn. Yeah, I say that word because I learned for you guys, you don't say the whole word or you get the video won't be allowed up. But this is DID corn. That's what that is. It's a fucking fetish site. So if you support that, you are supporting ableism, first of all, trafficking, because they're exploiting that for their fetish site and trying to pay DID systems to post their disability on their site.
So I'm a drag detective, and obviously I'm not gonna be happy about the latest episode. But you wanna know how I know I'm not faking this stupid fucking disorder? How we're not faking this disorder? I got so fucking I got my memory update, and that memory update sucked because I got so fucking upset over it, and for good reason. It was a valid crash out, but that episode was a mindfuck, man. Pain can control our minds a little bit, at least. I keep on seeing theories about that bullshit, and I go like, well, oh boy, I hope I'm able to live for another fucking episode. Gee, I almost abstracted. Why the fuck did I almost abstract? I know. I was friends with Ribbit. I was friends with Cosmo. Those are my friends fucking abstracted. They're basically dead right now. Like, come on, man. Give me a goddamn break. And I get flashbacks of whatever the fuck that road is. I don't even know. I get to find out myself in the next episode of the Amazing Digital Circus. But, I fucking hate memory updates, man. Memory updates are the worst thing in the goddamn world. What do you mean, occasionally, every few months, I'm gonna be given new lore, and I'm gonna be fucking sad about it. I'm gonna be pissed off, I'm gonna be sad, I'm gonna be depressed, and it's wrecking me. It's just an emotional wreck for me. A angry purple rabbit who has issues, man. And like, why did I form here? Forming here was also a mindfuck, by the way. I am trapped in the Amazing Digital Circus. I'm trapped in a circus that I don't want to be there. And what does the brain decide to do? Trap me in a woman's body. A woman's body. I mean, come on, man. If this isn't torture enough, but I was a tall, skinny rabbit, and now I'm a short, fat woman. Well, chubby, whatever. And this isn't even my voice. My voice is normal. Normal. Very normal. Yeah, Wally, shut up. Okay, sorry. There's another person in our head right now. Well, headspace. I fronted just to make this video, by the way. I ranted about the fucking episode bullshit on Discord. On Discord to our online friends. Well, the host online friends. All because I just need to get it out right away, right after we watch that episode. Yeah, bye.
We're talking to this person who said they were a DID therapist and that they're from Europe and that they worked at a DID mental health facility, which was the first time we've heard of DID specialized mental health facilities. And so we had been intrigued with them, whatever, and we were talking, and they seemed to be someone great for the system to talk to. The last time we spoke to them, the last time we saw them online, they had come up to us and they were like, we just had this, I can't remember if he said they were 11 or 13, which first of all, why the fuck are you talking to an 11 or 13-year-old? This pissed us off on so many fucking levels. But they're like, there was this teenager or preteen walking around saying they had DID. So I confronted them about it. And we're like, what did you just say to us? Like, what the fuck? And they were just like, I confronted them about this. The altar that was out was so shocked. And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, they came to us like they were proud, like they had defended us or done something for us. The altar that was out was just like, what? And they were like, well, they were walking around saying they had DID, and I confronted them, and eventually they broke down, cried, and said, no, I don't have DID. Okay. Ooh, what enrages us, again, just fucking talking about it. How fucking dare you? So the part that was a very soft part, and he was just like, you can't do that. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, you know, people shouldn't be out here without a diagnosis saying they have something. And so the part that was out was like, first of all, you could have really shut down that system. And he was just like, you don't get to say that that person didn't have DID. Like, that doesn't help us at all. You're telling another system that they don't exist. You could have completely shut down that system, and now they're going to have a way harder time coming forward. People don't walk around saying, I got DID. That's so fucking, like, that's someone saying they have DID and that not being true. That is so completely rare. First of all, you don't have to have a fucking official diagnosis to know you have DID. And this is what we're talking about when they're just dismissing, oh, you're a child, you don't know what you're talking about. Fuck you, DID starts in early childhood. Okay? Basically, when a child starts fucking talking, they could potentially be able to start talking to you about their DID experience they're having. And if you're not fucking paying attention, well, when they're very young, it's going to be very hard to figure that out. But I'm saying, like, if they don't have the space to understand, if they don't have the guidance, what the fuck do you think happens when a DID system can't express itself? First of all, we were aware for, okay, we're having that moment where we're like, we've been aware for 4 years or 3 years. I think we're 4 years aware. Yes, we should be 4 years aware. I don't know. We'll have to double check. Anyway, for years, we were undiagnosed. That doesn't fucking mean shit, because we were openly living, many alters were openly living, having their own wardrobe, having their own relationships within one body. We're not poly at all. But within another DID system, we're having other relationships, and we didn't need a fucking diagnosis to tell us we existed, right? We ended up getting the diagnosis. That just supposedly makes life easier when dealing with singlets. But to invalidate, first of all, that child probably didn't have fucking access to, who knows what their parents were like, and they were probably finding ways to talk to other teenagers on VR chat about having DID. Their system was probably doing what our fucking system was doing, where we didn't have another place to talk, and they were trying to explore. So you just fucking forced a child to admit. Let me tell you something. First of all, when it comes to fucking DID, there are alters that are set. Part of DID is to try and hide DID. That's part of the fucking mechanism. So there are alters who are set up to tell you, I don't have DID, I lied. That's a fucking defense mechanism, right? We talked about the apparently normal person, right? Our whole existence was part of the fucking thing to hide the system. It's all a defense mechanism. If you break an alter down and psychologically make them believe they're not real, first of all DID systems already fucking doubt our existence constantly, even years aware. We're like, do we have DID? It is a concept. It's part of the DID is the denial, ironically enough. But so you just pressured a child, which, first of all, as a fucking mental health professional, supposedly, you should have never been talking to a fucking 11 and 13-year-old without the consent of their fucking parents. What the fuck do you think you're doing? And on top of that, and then when our alter said that to them, they're like, well, I'm a professional and I've been doing this for years. You're a fucking jackass is what the fuck you are. You are not a professional of living with DID. DID systems are. Fuck you. There was so much wrong there. So I exemplify this to say DID systems can be bullied into fucking denial, and an alter can be switched out to defend that, to protect the system and say, you're right, we don't have DID. And that's part of the DID, is to shut down the system. What happens when a system is shut down is we cannot fucking function. A system cannot start to have a healthy life until our system is aware and we work together as a team. Stop trying to fucking shut systems down. Okay? learn, get educated, because you are damaging a person's life. You telling a child that they don't have DID will fuck up their life. It is good that there's more and more information out there. There are already, I believe, DID children books out there, and that's fantastic because it helps these systems not have to hide and be able to have a healthier life if they have the support and awareness young. Arrogance of telling someone, oh, you can't say you have DID unless you have diagnosis. First of all, not everybody has that fucking access, you privileged asshole. Second of all, you don't, like, there are many systems who come out very fucking clearly and don't need that. Our system was one of them. And it was terrifying for me to not have the support, to not have a DID therapist, a really good, that took a while to get one. And so the more education that's out there, the better. This is where this kind of area can go into the whole, oh, you know what? I'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, stop telling children that there's no fucking possible way they can have DID. DID fucking forms in early childhood. Most of the people who are coming out are like, still very fucking young, but that like, they're older than early childhood. You understand when the fuck early childhood is? Like, it is very valid for young systems to come out, and therapists need to understand this. They need to create support for this. Parents need to understand this. And how dare you fucking threaten your child? How fucking dare you threaten your child to put them in a place? Why? Because you just want to fucking throw them. First of all, you're ableist fuck. Fuck you. So I hope all of the youth that is stuck with these fucking ableist fuck parents one day have a beautiful life. They still understand, validate themselves, at some point get support, because there's different variations. It could be OSDD, it could be DID, it could be polyfrag. So it is helpful to get some more education, and one day when they're on their own, be able to find a good DID therapist that can actually help them, that actually listens to them, which is so fucking rare still. But I hope that they validate themselves, and that's really rough to put a child in that fucking position to handle all this shit by themselves. And it's just heartbreaking. It really is. But I hope more psychologists and therapists pay attention to this and create safe spaces for children to come and talk about it and educate the parents. And don't fucking dismiss the children. Come on, people. Grow the fuck up. What the fuck?